Robin, the season as far as potatoes are concerned?
Yes, well, it's been quite a gentle spring so far, hasn't it? It hasn't, no need to get the irrigator out yet for us, but it's getting very close, particularly in these potatoes here. They're starting to draw a lot out now, but we're just getting these frequent showers coming through, so we're on standby ready to get going.
Now, sunshine, does that make a difference?
Yeah, well, plenty of sunshine's good, but I think we've probably might be running a bit behind there, and the plants can get a bit soft and leafy if it's nice growing conditions, so that's something to be looking out for if the heat comes on and we move into a strong nor'west phase.
I guess this time of the year you would expect to be very dry though.
Yes, and typically in our situation we're not too worried about that coming through to now, because a lot of our crops aren't going in the ground until about now, so we've got good soil moisture reserves in the ground, and it's not till our crops get out of the ground and get growing and start sucking that moisture out, like this early potato crop here. So we typically wouldn't be irrigating before now anyway, but we certainly haven't had the rainfall down here near the coast that they've had further inland.
What about disease pressure, Robin?
Doesn't appear to be anything too much here at the moment, particularly with our crops at this time of the year when they're getting out of the ground and they've got a lot of vigour. They tend to be very strong and resilient and growing at 100 miles an hour, and it's usually not a problem. It's usually later in the season when the crops are getting a bit more tired and stressed out from the long growing season that they're more susceptible to that, and you certainly get conditions through them that can encourage it as well. You get bigger canopies and great environments for disease to get going, but so far it's not a concern.
And what about insects?
Similar thing. We've had one flight of aphids we had earlier in the spring, which came into the broccoli crops, and we haven't really seen anything significant since that, so nothing too much to worry about. But we did see our first potato psyllid in the trap here last week in this crop, so we're expecting them. We know they're coming, and we've seen the first adult turn up, so it's just a time thing. But the cooler weather is probably slowing down their multiplying rate. Yeah.
How big a problem are they?
Well, they're a huge problem for potatoes. A much bigger problem if you're a process grower, of course, because the Liberibacter gets into the plant and actually affects the potato itself, which causes the zebra tripping when they do the French fries. But even for us, it's a concern. We've seen no issues as far as eating quality goes with any of our potatoes so far, but the bit we have to worry about is not only the Liberia getting into the potatoes, into the plants, but also the feeding of the nymphs. They can actually greatly affect the vigour of the crop and suppress them quite a bit and get yield reductions that you just don't recover from that. So we've still got to put in good control measures, and that starts out with good preventative programs and monitoring to look at the levels that are in the crop, and every year we get a bit smarter about what products work best, what time of the season, frequencies, spraying around borders of crops. There's still quite a lot we're learning.